Hey guys, if you are learning web development or just getting started with HTML and CSS and want to build real world websites, this is a perfect project for you to build. As you can see, we have a beautiful responsive website for a digital agency with cool animations. As you can see, we have these cool animations and you're going to learn a lot of things while building this project. So stay tuned and follow along. So with that being said, let's roll the intro.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had...
Open your favorite text editor, and I'm using Visual Studio Code by Microsoft. And inside that, open your project folder. To open that, you can simply click on this open folder, or you can see inside this file, you can click open folder, and let me select my project folder, and this is called digital agency. And inside that, you can see we have all the images that we are going to use, and a basic HTML file and a resources.txt file in which we have all the colors and fonts and other animation links that we are going to use. So I put a link in the description down below to download the starter file so that it makes easier for you guys to get started. So with that being said, let's open the index.html file, and here you can see I linked up the style.css file here, and we have to include this AOS and font awesome CDNs here. So to do that, open your resources.txt file, and inside this, copy this AOS CSS file and paste it here. And this AOS is for animations that we are going to use inside our website. And let's link the font awesome CDN here, and here is the link for font awesome CDN. Copy this and inside link, paste it there. That's it. And let's include the AOS library here. Simply copy this and paste it right below here. Now let's open our CSS file, and inside that, let's import the Google fonts called Poppins, and you will find a link for that here. Simply copy this and paste it here. And after this, let's make some global stylings. And for these global stylings, let's remove default margin and paddings. We'll make margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing border box. Now let's declare some CSS variables here. And inside these variables, we have our theme colors right here, which is dark blue and all those background and gradient colors. Simply copy this and right here inside this root, paste those colors. That's it. Now we can use these variable names anywhere inside our CSS file. So, and let's declare two more things, which is for bold 600 and semi bold, which is 500. let's make stylings for our body. For this, font family, Poppins, and as a backup, sans serif. And for this, overflow X will be hidden so that it will remove this horizontal scrolling from our website. And let's remove text decoration for all our anchor tags. Text decoration should be none. And let's remove list style for all our unordered list. List style should be none. And for all our H1, H2 and H3 and H4, let's make font weight to bold, and color should be this dark blue. Alright, now let's declare some reusable classes. This is for reusable CSS, which is for container, which we have a width of 80% and a margin of auto, so that our container will only occupy 80% of the width. And one is for grid. For this we have display grid and grid gap 1.5 rem, and another one is for section, and for this we have padding top and bottom 60 pixel and left and right 0. Now let's start with our header section. And as you can see, inside our header we have this beautiful navbar and this beautiful header content and this amazing background image. So let's build that. And here we have a header with a class name of header and the ID of header, and inside that we have our navbar, and inside the nav, let's make navbar with the class name of nav, the ID nav, and inside that we have our logo, a div called logo, and inside that we have our image logo, and after this logo we have our nav list. Inside that nav list we have nav items, and this is for home, and let's put this inside an anchor tag so that we can click on that. This is for home, and one is for about us section, and one is for service, one is for contact, and we have another one called CTN, and this is for requested code. As you can see. Now after that we have our header content. I will create a div called header content after the nav. Header content, inside our header content we have a H3 of this text called fast and most lightweight website. Fastest and most lightweight website. And after that we have a H1 with a text called this, create amazing business websites. And we have a break tag here so that it will appear in a different line. And after this we have some text called, let's say lorem 20, so that it will create 20 words for us. And after this we have a button with a class name of CTN, and this is for learn more. Now let's open this with live server. If you simply right click on this window, and you can see open with live server option here, and if you didn't found this, simply go to this tab called extensions and let's search for live server, and you can find this extension called live server. Simply install this and reload the VS Code. Then you can find, on right clicking you can find open with live server. Simply click on that so that our website will be opened inside our browser. You can see here we have our logo and we have the nav links and the header content. Now let's style this. So to do that, open our CSS file and at here I will leave a comment like header, and for our header target our header section, and inside this we have a beautiful background image. This will be inside our images header png, and for this we have a width of 100 VW, which is the viewport width. It will take the entire screen width, and a height of 100 VH, so that it will take the entire screen width, screen height. As you can see, here we have our beautiful image. Now you can see our image is getting repeated, so to remove that, let's make background size as cover. You can see our image isn't repeating, and we have this beautiful, very nice background image. Now let's style this navbar right here. So I will target our nav, and for that, and before that, as you can see, our navbar is taking the entire width of the screen, so I don't want to do that. So simply what I do is that inside our header I will copy all of this and I will put it inside a container, so that it only take 80% of the width. As you can see inside this, we said that only take 80% of the width. Now you can see it was only taking 80% of the width of the screen. So now let's target our navbar, which is this. For that, add display flex. Now you can see our images and nav links side by side. Now for our UL, make display flex, so that those nav items can be side by side. So I want these nav links to be the right of the screen. So to do that, for our navbar, let's say justify content space between, so that it will align one at the start and one at the end. You can see these are not aligned in the center, so I will make align items center. You can see this logo and the nav links are in center, and I will make a padding of 10 pixel top and bottom, and left and right 0. Now you can see, and I want to decrease the size of the logo. So inside our logo, for the image, I will make width to 200 pixel. You can see this beautiful logo here. And now let's target these nav items. Inside our UL, inside our ally, we have our anchor tags. For that, add color white and margin, left and right, top and bottom 0, and left and right 20 pixel. You can see our beautiful navigation here. And for this request code, I want to make it as a button. So to do that, we have a class called CTN for that. So I will define that in the reusable class CTN. I will make a padding of 10 pixel top and bottom, and 14 pixel left and right, and background color should be light blue, and there is no border for this. We'll make border as none, and we'll make the color to white. As you can see, these items are not in center, so for our UL, I will make align items center. You can see these are aligned in the center. And let me decrease this to 12 pixel, and I will make border radius 5 pixels. Now you can see this beautiful button here. Right, now let's target our header content and style this up. Let's target our header content. To look what exactly happening here, I will add a background color here. We'll add background color to red. Now you can see this is our header content container, and I will make width of this to 50%, so that now you can see it's only taking 50% of the width. And I want this container to be in the center of the screen, so I simply make a margin top of 100 pixels so that it will be like in the center. And I will remove this color, and inside our header content, our h1, and inside our header content, our h2 or maybe h3, this should have a color of white smoke, and our paragraph also have white smoke. So for header content I will make color to white smoke. Now you can see this beautiful colors here. And for this I will add margin top and bottom 10 pixels and left and right auto. Alright, and for this h1 we'll make font size 3 rem. Awesome. Now inside our header content, let's target our p tag, and for this I will add margin bottom of 30 pixels. Beautiful. Now you can see our beautiful header section with this logo and nav links and this beautiful header content. Now let's make some hover effects for this. So for our CTN, on hover, and on CTN hover. For the anchor tag, which is that request code text, I will make color to light blue and background as white. Now you can see when I hover over there, you can see the text changing to blue and the background as white. And for this button too. Awesome. Now let's style our nav links. For our nav items, let's target our nav item. For our nav item, on hover, inside our nav item we have our anchor tag. For that the color should be light blue. Now you can see on hover it will changing to light blue. Now let's move on to our next section, which is our services section. As you can see, we have our section title and the intro text, and we have 6 different services. So let's open our HTML file, and after this header, let's make our services section. I will create a section with an ID of services and a class name of services, and inside that we have our title, and at here we have a h1 with a text called how can we help you, and after that we have some text with the lorem 20. Let's make these services. I will create a div called services wrapper, and I will give a name of grid for this so that it will apply the grid stylings for this. And inside that we have each service, and inside a service we have, you can see we have a icon, we have a font awesome icon. So to do that, let's open font awesome icons, and at here you can search for different icons that we want to use. So I'm looking for, you can say, edit. You can see I'm going to use this. You can see I will simply copy this and paste it here. You can see inside our website, that icon right here, as simple as that. And after that icon we have our services title, which is h1, the text called design. And after that we have some lorem text, maybe lorem 15. Awesome. And like this we have. Now let's style this. So to do that, let's copy our title, and right here I will leave a comment of services, and right here for the title I will make text align center. You can see the text is in center, and max width 80% and margin auto. I will make max width to 60%, 50% and margin auto. So this will be awesome. So, and at here I will make for all our p tags, I will add a color. I will use this color, which is this color right here. And at here paste that. You can use this color, and I will include that inside the resources file so that you guys can access. Now let's style this. Before that, as you can see, this is taking the entire width of the screen. So let's wrap this inside a container. So open our HTML file and copy this entire code and wrap this inside a container, so that now you can see this was only taking 8% of the width. And now for this entire services section, let's add a background color for our services. Let me add a background color of BG. Now let's style these services. So let's target our services wrapper, which have display grid for that by using this class name called grid. Now I will add grid template columns. As you can see, if I want three columns right there, I will use one FR, one FR and one FR. Now you can see we have 3 boxes right here, and if I close this, you can see still we have 3 boxes irrespective of the screen size. So I don't want to do this like that. I will use a property called repeat, auto fit and min max of minimum width of 300 pixel and maximum width of auto. Now you can see this will take 300 pixel of width. If there is no space of 300 pixel, it will gets down. Now you can see no minimum width of 300 pixel for this, it will appears down. Now for this services wrapper, I will add margin top 50 pixel. Let me add this to 60 pixel, and inside that we have each service. For those I will add a background color of white. You can see that white color there, and I will add a padding of 1 rem. You can see this beautiful padding, and inside that service we have our font awesome icons, and for those I will add font size as 20 pixel. You can see we have larger icons, but I want to make it 30 pixel. You can see we have large icons, and I will add color to light blue. Awesome. And inside that service we have our h1. For that I will add margin bottom 10 pixel, and let's make this services padding to top and bottom 2 rem and left and right 1 rem. This will be awesome. Now let's change these icons and this text right here. So our second one is object group. Let's search for that inside font awesome icons. And after this we have another 3 services, 1, 2, 3, and at here this is for social media, which is the light bulb. I will use light bulb. Which is for light bulb here. So this is light bulb. This is light bulb. Okay, see, light bulb here. And after this is for social media. After that we have credit card. And this is for e-commerce. After that we have defense support. And this is user support. Awesome. You can see our beautiful services section, and let's add a box shadow for that. Inside this service I will add a box shadow of 2 pixel, 2 pixel, 2 pixel and 2 pixel of black, and I will decrease the opacity to something like this. You can see we have that smooth box shadow right there, and I will add a border radius of 5 pixel and this opacity to something like this so that it will be visible. Awesome. Now you can see our beautiful services section, and now let's make this title to bigger font size. So inside our title, for our H1, let's make font size to 2rem. Let's make a little margin between the icon and the title. So for that, inside this we'll add margin bottom 10 pixel. You can see our beautiful cards here. So let's add a hover effect for this, and on service, on hover, I will add a background to that linear gradient. You can see on hover we have this beautiful background color, and on hover let's change this text color to white. So to do that, on service, hover, inside our service for our p tag, and similarly for our h1 and for our icon, color should be white. You can see on hover we have this white color. Awesome. You can see, and this section is completely responsive. As you can see, we have our services with responsive. As you can see, if I increase the width of the screen, we have 2 services, and at the full screen we have 3 services. Awesome. And now let's move on to our next section, which is our portfolio section. And for that, let's open our HTML file. I will create a comment of portfolio. Inside at here we have a section with an ID of portfolio, and inside that we have a title. Let's say we have a container, and inside that container we have our title with this text called portfolio, and after that we have a p tag with lorem 20, and after the title we have our portfolio wrapper, and this will have a class of grid, and inside that all we have is that the simple images. I will have an image, and this will be our image 1, and 4 more. This will be image 2, and this is image 3, and this is image 4. Awesome. You can see our 4 beautiful images and this portfolio. For title section is our text is taking just only 50% of the width, inside that 80% width, so let's increase that. Inside our title, let's make this to 60% so that it will look nice. Awesome. So now let's target our portfolio wrapper, and this is for portfolio, and let's target our portfolio wrapper, and for this add margin top 60 pixel, and same as the services wrapper, I will add grid template columns. This is repeat, auto fit, and min max of 300 pixel, and auto. I will make this 250 pixel, and auto. Now you can see a beautiful portfolio section here. After this we have a button called explore more. Let's build that, and inside after this we have a button, the class name of CTN of explore more. Now you can see this button right here, so let's align that in center. To do that, I will create a div CTN button. I will say button wrapper, and inside that we have that button. So to this button wrapper, as you can see this button is at here, so I want to grab that to center, so I will target the button wrapper. For that I will add margin top and bottom 20 pixel, and left and right auto, and I will add display flags and justify content center, so that button will be in center. Awesome. And I will make the margin bottom to 30 pixel. Now you can see our beautiful header section, and we messed up something. Let's see what we did that. For our header content, this color should be white, smoke. Awesome. You can see our beautiful header section, services section, and this beautiful portfolio section. And now let's move on to our next section, which is our customers. So I will create a section. This is for our customers, and I will create a section with a class name of customers and an ID of customers, and inside that we have a container. Inside that we have our title. This will be our customers, and after that we have a p tag with lorem 20. We have our customers wrapper, inside that we have our images. This will be inside our images. This will be customer 1, and like that we have customer 2, 3 and 4. Now you can see our customers right here, and I will add display grid for this. You can see this will add a grid gap and this grid styling, and our customer wrapper is also same as the portfolio wrapper, so I will put it here so that the same styling will apply for this. Awesome. Now you can see our customers and this logos right here, and as you can see, let's make a small change here. As you can see, for our every title, let's make a margin bottom for this, for the intro text and the title right here. So let's navigate to this title, and for this H1 add margin bottom of 10 pixel. So our customer section is also completed. Now let's move on to our next section, which is this testimonial section. Let's open our HTML file, and at here I will create a comment. This is for testimonials, and we have a section with a class name of testimonials and an ID of testimonial, and inside that we have a container. Inside that we have our title, and this text should be amazing design and quality work. Awesome. And we have some lorem 30, and after that we have our review. Inside that review we have an image. This should be inside our images, co.png. After that we have our person name. This will be John Doe. This will be H2, and inside a H4 CEO company ANC. At here I will create a comment of testimonial, and for our testimonial let's add a background. This should be our busy. You can see we have this busy color. Now let's make this review to the center. So to do that, as you can see, this total thing was inside a container. So let's target that container. Inside testimonial we have our container. So for that I will add display flags. Display flags and flags direction, column, and align items center. Now you can see this review was in center. Now let's target that review, and for that add margin top 50 pixel, and for that add text align center. You can see this was in center, and inside that review let's target that H4, and for that add color, which is this. Awesome. Now you can see a beautiful portfolio section is also completed, and I want to have a margin for this our customer section. To do that, let's open our HTML file and target these customers, and for that right here I will add margin top and bottom 50 pixel and left and right auto. You can see we have that 50 pixel of margin. or I can say margin bottom. I want to have more margin bottom, so I will make it 60 pixel. Now let's move on to our next section, which is this get started. So we'll create a section, maybe call to action or get started, and inside that I will create a section with the class name of get started, and inside that you can see let's call it a CTN, and I will call it CTN wrapper. I will create CTN wrapper, and inside that we have a H1 and a intro text and a button, and these are in two different columns. So to divide that, I will create text, and inside that we have a H1 with the text of would you like to start a project with us. And after that we have a p tag with lorem 20, and after that we have a button with a class name of CTN, and we have a number inside that. Awesome. Now you can see this section right here. So now let's target this get started button. Now let's target the get started section. For that I will add margin top and bottom 60 pixel, left and right auto, and I will add a width of 80% and margin auto. Now let's target the CTN wrapper, and for that add display flex, and for this I will add a box shadow of 4 pixels of this blue color with this little opacity. You can see this will be box shadow. You can see this beautiful box shadow for this, and let me decrease the opacity. Now let's add a padding for this. Padding of 10 pixel, so it will have a padding of 10 pixel. Let's decrease this opacity to something like this, and add border radius of 5 pixel. So for this CTN, let's make the height to 30 pixel so that it will be in smaller size. So, and for this add align items center. You can see this was in center, and for that let's add padding. Let's make this to 40 pixel, maybe 50 pixel will be good, I guess. Awesome. And for this justify content space between. Awesome. Now you can see our CTN section is also completed, and let's change this text color to light blue so it will be awesome. Inside our CTN wrapper, inside the text, for our H1 let's make this color to light blue so it will be nice, and that for margin bottom will be 10 pixel. As you can see, I want to have more padding for this, So I will have top and bottom 30 pixels, left and right 40 pixels, so that we have that beautiful padding for that. And after this we have our beautiful footer section. So let's build that. Let's open our HTML file and add here. I will create a comment. This is for our footer. I will create a footer, and inside that, as you can see, we have 4 different columns, and I will create a container, and inside that container we have different columns, and I will name it a column, and inside that first column we have our logo. Inside that logo we have, inside our images, our logo.png, and after that we have a p tag with lorem 15, and after that we have some social media icons, and we have a UL with a class name of social icons, and inside that we have an LI, and inside that we have a FA Facebook. You can see this Facebook icon here, and after that, like that, we have Twitter, GitHub, and YouTube. And after this column we have another column, and this is for this company links. We have a H1, maybe H2 with the class name of company, with the text of company, and after that we have UL with a class called footer links, and inside that we have 4 different links. This is for home, about, services, and contact. And after this column I have another column which is for business, and this is for affiliate program, and this is for project, our team, affiliate, and customers. And after that we have another column and that is for get in touch. And at there we have an LA with a mail info@company.com, and after that we have the mobile number, which is this number right here. Simply copy this and paste it here, and after that we have the company address, our company, Washington DC. Awesome. Now you can see our footer section here. Now let's style this. So to do that, let's open our CSS file, and at here I will leave a comment of footer, and let's target our footer section. And for this we'll add padding, top and bottom 60 pixels, and left and right 0. I can see. And for this I will add background color of dark blue. You can see this beautiful dark blue color right there. Let's target that container inside our footer, target the container. So for this I will add display as grid and grid template columns. I will add repeat, auto fit and min max of 300 pixel and auto, so that each of those columns can take 300 pixel of width. Now inside that, inside our footer for all our h1s, and inside our footer all over, and for our p tags, the color should be white. And inside our footer for the allies, the color should be white. Awesome. So, and as you can see, inside the footer for the UL, flex direction should be column. You can see those are column. And before doing this, let's do it in a nicer way. So to do that, as you can see, this is the column 1. So inside each column we have a h1. So let's target our inside the footer, let's target the call, and inside that we have our h1. For this, add margin bottom to 10 pixel. Awesome. And let's make those h1s to something like h3 so that it will looks nice. So I don't like the font size of h1, so I will making this as h3, and at here, and at here, h3, and this will be nice. Awesome. Now let's target this column 1. So we can do that by using inside footer, inside container, inside call, nth child. This will be 1, which is that first column. So for that, and inside that nth child, which is this first column, I will target the logo or the p tag. P tag will be nice. For that I will add margin top and bottom 10 pixels and left and right auto, so that we have this beautiful margin. And after that, we have inside our footer we have social icons, and inside that social icons we have our FA, and for that I will add margin top and bottom auto and left and right 10 pixel. You can see these icons have this width of 10 pixel. I will add, let's say, margin right of 20 pixel, and cursor should be pointer, and I want to increase the font size, and font size will be 30 pixel. And for this, let's make this to margin 20 pixels so that it will be nice. Awesome. Now let's target inside the other columns. We have display flex for this, and let's make that to flex direction column. So inside the footer for the UL, let's make flex direction to column. So for the social icons, let's target that social icons. For this, flex direction row. You can see this is in row and this is in center. Now let's target our column. Inside footer, target our call. For that, display flex direction column, align items, start. You can see these are in the flex start. or we can make this to center. Awesome. And as you can see, I want to have a little margin between these ally items. So for that, you can see inside the footer UL, let's target our list items, which is this ally. So for that, I will add margin top and bottom 10 pixels and left and right auto. You can see this beautiful margin here. And I will make cursor to pointer. Awesome. Now you can see our beautiful footer section. Now let's add a header inside our HTML. After these columns, before closing the footer, I will make a header, and we have copyright text here. Inside this, we have a p tag with a text called. You can see for our header, let's target our header. I will make width to 80% and margin auto. And for the copyright, width will be 80% and margin will be auto. And for this, add margin top and bottom 10 pixels, left and right auto. I guess we don't need this. Awesome. Now you can see our beautiful footer section is also completed. Now this is the time to make our website responsive. So let's do that. So now let's have a comment of mobile device here. Mobile device, and at here write a media query, media only screen and max width of 750 pixel, and if your screen has less than 750 pixel, these styles will apply. So inside this, let's open our website. We can see I want to have this navigation as for a mobile device. So at first I want to decrease the width of logo. Inside logo, for our image, I will make width to 150 pixel. You can see we have the smaller size of logo. For this nav list, I will add position as absolute, and this would be top 0 and left 0, so that now you can see our navigation at right here at the top 0 and left 0. Now let me add a background color for this. Background color, this would be light blue. You can see our background color right there. So I want to have these aligned vertically, so I will add flex direction, should be column. You can see we have flex direction column for that. Now I want to have this to the entire screen, so we'll make width to 100 VW, which is the viewport width, and the height of 100 VH. So that now we can see we have the entire screen occupied by that nav links. So for the nav list, let's target the ally tags. So for that, I will add margin top and bottom 30 pixel and left and right auto. You can see this beautiful navigation here, and I want to change this background color to dark blue. Maybe that will be nice. Awesome. You can see we have this beautiful navigation, and I don't want to appear this all the time. So what I will do is that I will make margin top minus 900 pixel, so that it it will be disappear from the screen. We have to put a menu button here. So to do that, open our HTML file, and after this UL, let's have a class name called toggle. Inside that we have a icon called FA bars. This should be for our toggle bar. And inside this, now we can see the toggle button here. So let's style that. For the toggle, I will add font size to 30 pixel. The color should be white. Now you can see the menu button here. As you can see, if this is on desktop device, it still appears. So I don't want to make that appear there. So I will say display none. And at here, inside the mobile device or the toggle, I will add display block, so that it only appear on the mobile device. Awesome. Now you can see inside the mobile device we have our toggle button. And after clicking on this now button, and after clicking on this menu button, I want to display the nav links. So to do that, inside the HTML file, before closing the body tag, let's write a script tag. So inside the script tag, let's get the menu button. Let's say that menu button equal to document dot query selector. We have a class name of toggle for that. So after clicking on this, we want to display the nav list. So I will say nav list equal to document dot query selector. We have our nav list. So after clicking on this menu button, so I will add menu button dot add event listener. So on click, I want to run a function. So inside this, for our nav list dot class list dot toggle active. So that what this will do is that, now you can see this is our nav list. If I click on this menu button, you can see we have the class called active, and if I click on that again, it will remove the active class. It will put the active class and it will remove the active class, like that. You have to remove that dot there. So now you can see, if I click on that, we have the active class, and if I click again, it will disappear. So inside the CSS file, for the nav list on active, I want to have margin top as 0. Now you can see, if I click here, it appears, and as you can see, we have a error here. Our menu button is disappearing. So we have to do something like this. For the menu button, add z index as 99, so that it will be on the topmost layer. You can see, if I click here, our nav appears, and if I click on, it disappears. I want to display the nav list in a smooth way. So to do that, I will add a transition here. For the nav list, I will add a transition margin of 0.5 seconds is in and out, so that it will appear smoothly. You can see it. So for our header content, make the width to 90%, so it will take maximum width. And for our header content h1, header content for the h1, let's make font size to 2 rem. You can see our beautiful website here, and you can see our beautiful responsive header section. You can see this is on full screen, and on the smaller screen, if I click here, it appears and it disappears, and this is completely responsive. Now let's target this title section. So for the title, we have, for the desktop version, we have the maximum width for 60%. So now I will make max width to 90% so that it will take the maximum width of 90%. Awesome. Now you can see this section is completely responsive and our portfolio section is completely responsive, and as you can see our images are not in center. You can see this taking this much of width, which is this purple color, and this is on the right side of the screen. So I want to make this to center. So what I will do is that for our grid I will make justify content center. Now you can see our images are in center. Now inside the customer wrapper, which is this logos right here, inside the customers wrapper for the images right here, customer wrapper for the image, I will add margin top 20 pixel so that beautiful margin for this. And after this you can see for our get started section, this is the CTN wrapper. For that I will add flex direction to column. Awesome. And inside that CTN wrapper we have the text. For that I will add margin bottom 20 pixel. You can see we have this. And now let's make our footer responsive. So this is very simple. As you can see inside our footer container we have display grid for that. You can see display grid for that, and if you we made this min max to 300 pixel, and if you make it to 150 pixel this will be completely responsive. Awesome. So let's do that. Inside the footer let's target our container. For this add grid template columns, repeat, auto fit, min max of 150 pixel and auto. Now you can see our footer is completely responsive, and I want to add little margins for these sections, for those columns. So inside the footer target our columns. For this add margin bottom of 30 pixel. Awesome. Now you can see our complete website is responsive. This is really crazy. And now this is the time to add some cool animations for this. So to do that let's open our HTML file, and if you remember we have this AOS library which is animate on scroll library. So I will add a duration for this. Let me grab this down here. So inside this we have an object. For this I will add a duration of 600 milliseconds, and if you want to you can add different animations using that AOS library. If you search for AOS you can find this link here, and here you can find different kind of animations that you can use, and you simply have to paste this data AOS and the animation name. If you add the fade up animation this will animate like this. So I want to have fade down animation for the header content, so I simply copy this and I want that for the header content. So I will navigate to header content, and inside this div I will add data AOS and the animation name which is fade down. Now you can see inside our website, if I refresh you can see our beautiful animation here, and if I increase this duration to 800 milliseconds it will animate 800 milliseconds of time. You can see if I refresh, look how cool it is. Like that you can add different animations for all these. So I want to add fade down for the title. So let's now get to our title inside the services section. So I will add fade down for this, And for each of the service I will add fade right for this, so that it will animate to right side, and for this I will add fade down, and for this I will add fade left. I can see the magic here. If you refresh, you can see this beautiful animation. Like that I will add animations to this, and this is fade right, and this is fade down, and for this fade left. You can see these awesome animations here. And if I scroll up and if I scroll down, you can see that beautiful animations. And inside the mobile device, you can see these beautiful animations. Awesome. Now let's add the animations for the remaining sections, which is this portfolio. For the title, I will add fade down animation, and for this image I will add zoom in. So simply copy this, and for all the images I will add zoom in animation. Now you can see how beautiful it is. And for the button I will add zoom in. You can see this beautiful animation. And for our customer's title, same fade down. And for all the images I will add zoom in. Now you can see this beautiful animation. Fade up for this title. And for the review I will add fade down. Now you can see, if I refresh, you can see this beautiful animation. And for this get started button I will add zoom in animation, so that now you can see. Or we can use flip down. Let's try this. I want to use flip down for this. As you can see, flip animation. And for all our nav columns I will add zoom in. Simply copy this, and for all the columns I will paste this zoom in animation, so that now you can see. Now you can see this beautiful animation. And for the copyright content and for the copyright text I will also add that. Zoom in. Awesome. Now you can see. Now you can see these beautiful animations all over the website, and which is completely responsive. And you can see this is mobile responsive, and you can see this is for tablet device. Awesome. Now you can see in the desktop device, you can see how beautiful this is.